It's the three-time king starting off on top. It's win 17 for Connor Barry. First-time winner in the iRacing Short Course National Series. Take a bow, Drake Mittag. And while Luke Canuck's yet to taste success in 2025, it's going to be a taste that's oh so sweet. Swain's not going to stand down. To the line, a photo finish. Her first win in the National Series. Crystal King gets it done. It's taken a while for Josh Edmondson to crack the victory circle. Winning the war, Drake Mittag, the 2025 iRacing Short Course World Finals champion. Ready to go for Cup Night in the Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup. Yesterday was all about qualifying, one lap pace. Let's see who can put it all together and be crowned World Cup champion. Hi folks, Arjuna Kankipani, joined alongside by the voice of off-road, Dave Arnold, as we dive into the virtual big house here at the Crandon International Speedway. And Dave, yesterday was interesting and a really unique format here in the Combat Clean World Cup, but all focused on 3 races tonight, starting with our Pro 2 Cup.
Yeah, it was exciting yesterday, of course, qualifying the Pro 2, the Pro 4, guys figuring out what they're going to be racing in the Cup race there. But of course, they have to compete in the Pro 2s, the Pro 4s, and then the Cup race. You can see right there at the end, the Pro Cup, and then of course 10 laps, competition caution, into lap 4. And then of course, the Pro 2 and the Pro 4 Cup is going to be awesome. It's going to be a starting limit. It's going to be determined by the driver's finishing position in the individual Pro 2 Cup and Pro 4 Cup races. So this is going to be exciting. And you know what I really liked about yesterday? Not only the qualifying, the 3-lap shootout. And boy, oh boy, did they bring the action.
And talking of those dash races, it was a preview, right? Let's take a look, though, at the full starting lineup for our Pro 2 Cup race here on the Combat Clean World Cup Night. Drake Mittag for Grid 1 inside of Josh Edmondson, Sean Winkler, Keaton Swain, Connor Barry and Tyson Miller, and our front row continues. 10 wide at the big house. Cody Winicki, Evan McFarlane, Nicholas Dashley and Thad Countryman spread themselves across row 1, while Zach Drapkin and Austin Schreiber line up inside of row 2. Matthew Lindy, Carson Hill, Scott Marek, Chase Spaulding, Warren Watkins, Matt Lass, and then Christian Noble, William Holchger, Brandon Fourcade, Alexei Vignant, Hudson Knight, Luke Canuck, a couple of late additions who missed out on qualifying night. We're never going to complain about that though, Dave.
Yeah, it's cool to see Luke jumping in there, and I know Hudson had a little issue in qualifying, tagging the wall, and unfortunately his lap didn't count, but look at that. The trucks are stacked up 3 deep there, man. I am telling you, 10 wide across the front, the second row, and 4 guys are going to be fighting like dogs in the back.
We are moments away from going racing. I'm nervous. I'm excited. But this is what the drivers have all been waiting for. Race night here, Dave.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, going right into it, too. There's no better way to get it started. Of course, Crandon, always the big house, never disappoints.
So a 10-lap race, a competition caution at the end of lap number 4 to pack the field up. But let's send them for the Pro 2 Cup race. Oh, they squirm off the line as 900 horsepower at the disposal of the right foot. And on the inside, Drake Mittag has not got the best of launches. One truck runs off the wall as we dive down through turn 1. Sean Winkler and Josh Edmondson try to squabble at the front of the field. Lots of dust being kicked up as well. That was something the drivers talked about after qualifying night. Barry slides into second, but tidy for most of the field. Keaton Swain runs off the tires.
Yeah, it looks like Swain was right in the middle to begin with. They got pushed up, like you said, up into the tire section there. But look at Winkler there out front already. And here comes Connor Barry. You can see that boozy, jerky eye staring at him from behind.
There's a spin. Edmondson's around and stationary. That's just one of the trouble spots, though. Officially, we will begin lap number 1. The best thing about Crandon, you get half a lap of racing for free at the start of every race. Contact midair. One truck shoved wide. That was Matthew Lindy, just inside of the top 10. But plenty of side-by-side, and the difference between the Pro 2s versus the Pro 4 is a lot more difficult to keep your momentum going. Another truck spun around, and Evan McFarlane hits the wall.
Man, you see that fiberglass going. A couple other riders having to spin out to avoid that contact. But man, the amazing thing, look at Sean Winkler right back up there, Connor Berry, and how about Thad Countryman? And I got to say, I'm very impressed again with him. Cody Winicki, though, he's sitting there battling, though, with Keaton Swain on that. But hey, how about Matthew Lindy in the top 6 right now?
There was more trouble at Cowboy Corner. Christian Noble had spun the Boozy Jerky machine, and so now we start to see that separation building. This is what the competition caution is intended to pack up, and a look at the dust being kicked up. This was something that the drivers had commented on after qualifying night in the dash race, Dave. They've already sent some messages to iRacing saying, can we please turn it down?
I'll tell you, it is a lot more than I'm used to. I'm used to seeing mud flying, but man, that is like a smoke screen he's thrown up there. It's like the old Spy Hunter game.
It's definitely different, that is for sure. The ever-evolving nature of iRacing, these drivers can never just relax and know that what they've got is going to work year in and year out. Look at those gains, though. Luke Canup already attacking to try and slide up into the top 5. He's up 16 spots after starting on row number 3.
Yeah, and that's without qualifying. It's amazing, that run that he has. I mean, it's amazing he finds time to even get in this. I know he's been prepping lots of trucks for races lately, and it's just incredible to see him driving that there. You can see right now we're on board there with Canup there. You can see Winicki right in front of him in that number 9 machine. And man, that's a lot of dust and dirt coming out. It looks like it's like a super dry conditions the way it's coming off, the way they throw the dust right now.
We'll see how quick the iRacing is to listen to drivers on that tour. Carson Hill fights back on the inside as they slip through the left-hander. About 2 seconds now between Matthew Lindy in 5th and the top 4. Even though Keaton Swain was running off the walls on lap 1, he's still up there in the leading group with officially now about to be 2 laps complete and 2 to go before the comp caution. Hill and Canup back and forth like you would in a great fight, but meanwhile Thad Countryman has slipped back slightly and mistakes allow Keaton Swain to slot forward.
Yeah, that was a quick move there as Swain makes that move there, but you can see right now Sean Winkler just running away with them as we look a little bit deeper there. You can see Canup go by. Right behind Canup, you got Carson Hill. Carson, not the best of qualifying times, but he's made some big moves up there too.
He has. Scott Marek, Zach Drapkin. We saw a look at their webcams yesterday. Scott Marek put on a costume for us, which, just a reminder, Trevor Teal, if you're listening, the pickle suit is an appropriate outfit for the team manager of Channel 199. There is no question about that. Back up front, Sean Winkler been looking so good, but now under fire from Barry.
Yeah, there's a little deja vu from yesterday too during that shootout race.
Barry still only racing
working the same angles
at 90%, Dave, on a broken knee that he suffered a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that's a tough recovery for him, especially when you're working it so much. I mean, your feet are constantly moving, pedals and, moving back and forth, the clutches, the brakes, the gas. I mean, there's no rest. And Winkler goes around.
And then collects Keaton Swain as well. They've got stuck together. We're going to see a baby Pro 2 spawn in about 9 months' time. Swain under fire from Lindy. Countryman vulnerable, though. And Cody Winicki plugs the gap and slices his way forward.
I guess that would mean they're going to have a few pro lights.
Good one. I didn't think quick enough on my feet there, but we'll slow the field up at the end of this lap, Dave. So as much as that was maybe disappointing for... Well, I'm trying to figure out where he's dropped on my timing screen, and right now Sean Winkler is down in 12th position, so he's got a lot of work to do after we slow the field back up.
Yeah, one thing I did check, we were talking about Connor and working the pedal. Sean Winkler had that camera on his feet, so we could actually see how much they were moving. And I'll tell you, a lot of tendons moving up and down, and you're keeping your heel planted there. He's trying not to lift. I'm sure he's having to lift the leg instead of just that kind of pivoting the ankle.
find little adjustments in the position as well in the cockpit to maybe help you out there. Well, Connor Barry leads by 3 seconds as he heads down through the gravel pit, but the joy of these iRacing short course races, including in the Pro 2 National Series coming up in just a handful of weeks' time, is we don't let our leader run away unchecked. Comp caution comes out end of lap 4, and our field packed up together. And one thing, Dave, that you had highlighted is more trouble through Calamity Corner. Dashalay, Drapkin getting mixed up with once another. But one thing you highlighted yesterday, Dave, your finishing position in these cup races decides where you'll start in the World Cup if you elect to run this truck.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, if you don't run this truck, and you're planning to do a Pro 4, you better have a good qualifying position in the Pro 4s. Because if you're all the way at the tail end, I mean, you want to talk about being the back of 2 packs. That's going to be a tough hill to climb.
Let's grab a quick look, Dave, at what happened there between Dashalay and Drapkin through the final corner.
Oh. See, all 3 of them turned right around.
Yeah, the truck in front actually is the one that makes the first mistake. I don't think that's something we'll end up seeing too much when we get to the Pro 4s, which only ended up being, like Dave was saying, about 2.6 seconds quicker over the flying laps in qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we saw a little bit discrepancies there on some of them, the drivers, but again, that's whether you're comfortable in a Pro 2 or a Pro 4. Obviously, the guys are more comfortable, are going to be more closer to that time.
Some great camera angles you can get in the world of sim racing. Left side of the screen, you can see who's really moved their way through the field. Matthew Lindy, he's plus 10. Up, another double-digit improvement, but where there's improvement, there must be loss. Edmondson down 10. And I'll keep my eyes out for Sean Winkler restarting here in 8th, Dave.
Yeah, he's going to definitely be on the move. We already know he's got the speed there, so it's a matter of time he's going to work his way up. But, you got some fast drivers in front of him. Of course, Carson Hill's been doing well. Canup, Countryman, Winicki, Lindy up in 3rd, Swain, and, of course, Connor Barry.
Can he hold on and grab the win in the Combat Clean iRacing Short Course Pro 2 Cup into the restart zone? Barry picks up the pace. We're racing once again. 5 laps to go at the end of this as we slide through the right long left-hander before we have 2 corners left to go. Barry out wide, but lots of momentum carried down into the penultimate corner. No challenge for him. That Countryman Carson Hill, they're fighting for 6th and 7th positions. And in fact, Sean Winkler's inserted himself 3 wide as they head up to the final corner. But Barry leads. A little bit wide, though. Opens the door for Keaton Swain to close.
Yeah, that's something you do with Keaton Swain. You don't leave a door open on him. He will stick his shoe in there, and you will not be able to close it. That's for damn sure.
Our former race leader trying to now get back underneath of Carson Hill. Chase Spalding's now right behind these 2. Winkler's got to be careful as they run off. There's more trouble behind as Zach Drapkin got his nose shoved in as well. Lots of trucks still struggling to head up towards Cowboy Corner. But single file for the most part they go.
Yeah, and then I'm kind of, let's see here. There's Holchers in the back. So I'm seeing the cutoff there. Is there a cutoff line to how many are going to qualify, or are everybody going to qualify for Pro 2?
I think everyone,
Cup race, I should say.
Everyone can run in the World Cup. It's just if you elect.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
It's all about grid positioning. Luke Canup looking really good as he works the tail of Cody Winicki. So interesting watching these cars through the long corners, how they kind of work the angle, slip and slide, balance with the right foot. Great exit. Luke Canup up the inside. He's through to 4th.
And that was a nice clean pass there. Inside there, we're going to look for an over-under there. You can see Winicki trying to make the move back there on Canup in the number 5. Got the Matt Pappas MPI on there.
Back alongside. This is some great racing. It's costing them some ground, though. Matthew Lindy sits in a podium spot here in the Cup 2 race. Rear end wiggles around, and that costs Winicki. Will allow Countryman to close as we head down to Cowboy Corner.
I call getting the alligator out, man. The tail starts wagging.
Up the inside. Countryman tries to get the run off the corner, but more difficult in these Pro 2s. Even from this camera angle, the dust is alarming.
It is. And I was just thinking to myself, it's like watching Baja with the silt beds. You can't see anything. I don't know how these drivers are doing it. It's literally driving by the seat of your pants.
It's like driving in the rain in sports car racing for me. They're more driving from muscle memory, which is why they've all done the hundreds, the thousands of laps that they have. 3 laps left to go, though, for Connor Barry at the front of the field. You're not going to miss the front of that car as the grid 1 number 2 slides through Calamity Corner. 1 second clear of Keaton Swain as he hits the line.
Yeah, Barry has just a couple laps to go in this one.
Oh!
And look at another pile up. And oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Track.
We get 9. Oh, Dropkin just avoids it. And look at this, the bulldozers are out.
That was a track blocker, and it's allowed the top 5 to break clear. If we look at the movers and shakers on the left side of the screen, note, plus 20 now for Luke Canup. But there's plenty.
Just noticing the times.
Plenty of stories. 3 wide, and oh, more trouble. In towards Cowboy Corner, Carson Hill up and over.
Oh, what a bump.
Oh!
Hey! Come on, back on the rubber side down. You can do it.
Assist from Zach Drapkin. The red line all 56 flips Hill over, but I think that truck now worse for wear. Let's focus on the fights that really matter then. With 2 laps to go, your leader breaks away. There's 4 trucks behind fighting for 2 podium spots.
And Lindy's got Canup handing down, and Winnicki's got a chase on Canup right now. Look at the lean of these vehicles here. I just love watching that.
I'm really hoping, by the way, that our Pro 4 race is a little less chaotic than what we've seen so far. Here's a look at a traffic jam at the Big House, Dave.
Oh, and the collection. 8, 9 trucks. And the amazing thing at Alexei got right by Drapkin, shot right across, just missed getting tagged.
Contact Luke Canup tags Matthew Lindy, who drops back to 5th. Canup now in a podium spot. Winnicki takes advantage through to 4th as well, but Keaton Swain breaks clear for 2nd. 1 lap left to go. This has been an action-packed way to start off our Cup night.
Yeah, I mean, Connor would literally probably either have to roll the truck or blow the motor. This big tap, and here comes Winnicki into 3rd position there. Canuck lost a lot of speed as he gets the wiggle-waggle out.
And waggled his way straight into one of those stanchions. Very lucky that he didn't do more damage, but has left himself with some work to do. 1 lap left to go. White flag here in our Cup 2 race. Contact to the inside wall. Cody Winnicki makes a mistake of his own. Canup straight back through.
Yeah, Canup definitely got the shoehorn out on that race. He squeezed his way through there. I mean, the kid's still got talent in the short course, I'll tell you. He was a very fast mod kart driver back in the day.
All of this as the top 2 break clear. There is a 10-second gap between 5th and 6th, and if that doesn't tell the story of this race, Dave, I don't know what does.
Yeah, I tell you, that book has been bound and read already. Man.
I think lots of tempers that will start to flare as we head forward into our Pro 4 Cup race. But with the World Cup still left to come, drivers have to remember, leave the adrenaline to pump after the race, Dave. There's still 20 laps that really count.
Well, I can tell you one thing that's going to light up is the chat room after that one. Oof.
It's already begun. The inquest into what was. Connor Barry slightly oblivious to it all. As he crosses the line, the winner in the Combat Clean iRacing Short Course Cup 2 final.
Very impressive. Well, I'll tell you right now, in the old days, there'd be a fight in the grandstands between the spotters.
Maybe a fight in the Discord is exactly what we're hoping to avoid. Now let's just wait, by the way. slowly the rest of the field is going to start to pick its way through. Scott Marek finishes just in front of the Terminator, Tyson Miller. You called out Alexei able to slip through. They end up finishing plus 12 on the board, Dave. Staying out of trouble sometimes leads you to great success.
Yeah, I mean, look at some of them, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30. I mean, that's not something we normally see. I mean, with that is the first time I've actually seen a tie-up like that in iRacing.
I wish I could say that was my first, but I commentate.
In short course.
I don't even know. I think I probably commentated on something like that. Maybe on Rallycross is what is filtering into my mind. Let's leave, though, the inquest for afterwards. Instead, let's look at our provisional race result, and I'm sure Race Control will have plenty to flick through. Connor Barry relatively unscathed at the front of the field, and the Grid 1 number 2 truck finishes 4.2 seconds in front of Keaton Swain. And then the last to first challenge from Luke Knupp. He ends up on the podium in the number 5 Grid 1 machine. Channel 199 represented Cody Winicki just in front of Matthew Lindy for Team Watson Racing, while Chase Spaulding, Scott Marek, Tyson Miller, Thad Countryman, and Alexei Vignant, your top 10. Matt Lass, Warren Watkins in front of Jake Mittag, another one of the drivers mixed up in all of the shenanigans. Austin Schreiber, Christian Noble, William Holtzker, Nicholas Dachelet, Hudson Knight, Brandon Fourcade, and Sean Winkler down in 20th position, with Zach Drapkin, Carson Hill, Josh Edmondson, and Evan McFarlane, who hit the wall on the inside of turn 3 early doors and didn't fight back through all of that. Well, let's catch up with our drivers, and while we wait for Connor Barry to maybe pick his way through what he missed, let's go in reverse order. On our podium, Dave Arnold with Luke Knupp.
Luke, you didn't qualify last night. You started the back of the pack, and the gloves came off, buddy. What an incredible race. Talk about your run.
Yeah, that was really sick. Started dead last and missed all the carnage. Stayed out of literally, I think, every wreck I possibly could, and brought home a clean truck in third. That was a fun battle the second half with Cody and Matthew and the rest of the guys. I mean, just try to keep the nose clean, and it worked.
I mean, being in the back of the pack, and I liken it to the silt beds of Mexico in the Baja races. Man, that was a lot of dust. How did you find your way through that?
I don't know. I'm a desert racer, so I'm kind of good at that. I guess I just look at the surroundings and make notes of stuff around the course, and kind of have a little markers of when to turn in, and if I need to, and you can kind of piece around. You can look through the dust a little bit and find where you're going. But man, it is tough with the dust now. Like, I was not expecting the dust to be that thick in some spots, so I guess kind of needs to have some better track prep.
Yeah, it was just incredible, and I'm sure you're looking out the side of the window going, where am I on the track?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, good run there. Going to say good luck in the Pro 4s, and of course, hopefully we'll talk to you again, and then, of course, the Cup race.
Yeah, for sure. Just huge thanks to everyone.
Right on. Luke Knupp, everybody.
And from Luke Knupp, let's catch up with Keaton Swain in that factory SimSport Sim Coaches number 21. Keaton, qualifying night was interesting, but the first race of the day, there was plenty of chaos and carnage. What did you see from your vantage point?
Yeah, it was crazy for sure. Off that land rush, just trying to, make sure you stay on all fours and then try and keep your truck clean. These things, for some reason, and right now the damage model, they're very aero sensitive. So when Sean got stuck on the wall there and clipped him, it really damaged my nose and was, making me lose a lot of straightaway speed. And just unfortunate. I think we could have took it to Connor today in that Pro 2 race, but obviously him having the clean air helped too. So overall, it was a good race. Coming out P2 is still pretty good. I know it was probably a pretty chaotic race from my understanding, so we'll take the second place.
I guess one question I have now, Pro 2 versus Pro 4, are you seeing similar sorts of aero sensitivity? Is that something we should be thinking about when we get to the World Cup later on tonight?
I mean, definitely. Any sort of damage to the front and or the rear fenders, it seems like it's like a parachute. So especially at a track like this where you have the long straightaways, it plays a huge part. So, trying to get out of the first lap with all your fenders intact and no real damage, will give you a good chance at being there at the end.
Well, thanks for your time, Keaton. Best of luck first in the Pro 4 Cup race and the World Cup coming up later tonight.
Thank you.
And last but not least, he had some logistics to take care of. Let's catch up with our Pro 2 Cup winner, Connor Barry, standing by with Dave.
Connor, what a great start there. You're right in the middle of the pack there when you're on that land rush there, but I'll tell you, the battle between you and Winkler, and of course the little mistake, but the carnage that ensued behind you, do you have any clue what was going on?
Yeah, I saw that gap between, I think, probably like 5th place and 6th, and man, that gap was big. So definitely, I think that race was nuts. I'm not really sure where that speed was from. I've been struggling in this truck this whole week, and my starts have been bad this whole week. And I got in this race, and I knew if I wanted a shot at that, I needed to go get a start, and I did. And we came out in 2nd. And my speed was good. I was right on Sean. The final turn, there was some odd stuff like going on there, but the race controller said it was not deemed on me. So we're going to take that win and try to go do it again in Pro 4.
Well, I know Keaton Swain had mentioned the aerodynamics, the damage model is really come into play, and he said, a little damage there, it was like bringing the parachute out with the fiberglass flying. I think staying out of the carnage, it sounded like was a key, and I guess if you get out front, you don't have to worry about that or the dust.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely good to get out front and keep your truck clean. Just trying to be smart and smooth out there, and that was my goal, and we got done with like a big lead too. So I'm pumped on that. It's been a bit since I have been able to win a sim race, so I'm back and we're back on top. So I'm glad about that and gonna go try it and do it again. We're starting in P7, so not sure how that's gonna work. In that truck, there's a good chance I'm dead. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, I don't know. The land rush, everybody on the front line is going to, I don't think the pole position always makes a difference, but I got to say, good luck to you, and not just keep it clean, keep it combat clean.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always nice when we've got a partner who makes it so easy to bring them into the mix. Thank you to Combat Clean for joining us here for the Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup. Pro 2 Cup in the books. Now it means we look forward to the Pro 4 Cup. Still about 900 horsepower, but this time sent across all 4 wheels, and it should mean a bit easier to scramble and work your way through some side-by-side action, which we saw plenty of in the Pro 2s.
And I really think with the Pro 4s tend to kick up a little bit of dust. I wonder if they put that into the modeling on this one, because now you only have 2 tires, you got 4 tires digging in the dirt. So I'm wondering if that's going to be an effect there. But it definitely, in these conditions, it's going to make some good racing.
And we've seen plenty of good racing, Dave. I don't think we can necessarily say we saw that in the Pro 2 Cup. However, it's sometimes a mentality, a mindset. And maybe the drivers just needed the chaotic, the clumsy race 1 to get their act together for race number 2. Maybe that's the optimist in me as well.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, that's out of the way. Now I can concentrate on, really driving the Pro 4s. And like we've talked about, some of the drivers excel in the Pro 2s, some are, Pro 4s. Some favor them. And I mean, Edmondson always says, hey, I'm better in a Pro 2. But last night, he did really well in the Pro 4s.
We get his chance to settle what was a difficult Pro 2 start tonight in the Pro 4s. We take a look from high above as the practice session gets underway. And a reminder, if you are just joining us, that your finishing position in each of the cups helps determine your starting position for the World Cup. We've asked, by the way, for the list of who's in what truck for the World Cup, Dave, so I'm hoping we'll have that information by the time we get to the main event.
Well, I think it will probably be on the gridding. So
that's
true.
Have
to wait for that. But, I thought it was very interesting, when I was talking to Luke about the conditions out there, it was like how he was seeing. And, I like how he, said, well, one, he said, I'm a desert racer. He was a short course racer first, but he grew up in the desert. But one of the things is knowing where the course is and knowing where your marks are. I think that's important And that's why I kind of referenced looking out the side window. A lot of these guys will get there and they'll get a cant in their head. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're going to rotate. Because sometimes you are driving blind.
I go back to muscle memory sometimes with these drivers as well, with the amount of laps and practice that they have done. Sometimes possible for them to close their eyes and visualize the lap and take you through it.
Yeah, and I know we talk about muscle memory, but I mean, I've driven in vehicles like this, and it's one of those things is, yeah, muscle memory would be great if you had that constant speed every single lap, but in these conditions when you're racing, you're not always going to have the same speed. So your memory of where the muscle and where you're going to turn has to do with like visual keys in your brain. And I think the biggest muscle in your head is going to be doing most of the work. There's a lot of counting in your head, knowing where you're at, when you got to rotate, when your marks are. And, you know, for breaking points, you know, okay, I'm going to pick that tree. Or I'm going to pick that stanchion. I'm going to pick that K-rail. You know, that's what it comes down to. And that's where the muscle memory comes back into play again.
Look at all these virtual campers ready for the Combat Clean World Cup.
And that's being tamed to actually what Cranston actually brings in fall. They're not even showing Jurassic Park down there.
Is that what one of the areas is dubbed?
Yes, Jurassic Park, the water slide. It's in the wilderness out there. There are no laws. Raptors run wild.
I
Might
love
be
it.
Ford Raptors too.
There's a nickname for one of the camping areas at Sebring, but the name now slips my mind. And to be honest, it might be one of those that's not suitable for broadcast either.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's actually just in Sebring about 2 months ago.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad. I still can't remember what it is, but the thing in Sebring that they do is people bring couches for the express intent of burning them, which,
Yep.
you know?
Some of our guys just burn their rental cars.
Oh, you know what the world's fastest car is, right?
Brian Deegan. What?
You know what the world's fastest car is, right?
What's that?
The rental car.
The rental car, yeah. Race it like a rental.
Any car that's not your own, it somehow just seems to
Yes.
have a magic extra 50 horsepower or so.
I always told everybody, either use your American Express or buy the insurance.
So again,
Yeah, I've got a few of these drivers I know personally in that world do have bands and their pictures come up that do not rent to.
oh, I hope I never reach that stage. Oh. The lap times for these Pro 4s about 2.5 seconds quicker than the Pro 2s. And again, a very different line that I think we'll see from the drivers. I'm expecting a lot more wheel-to-wheel action. But based on what Keaton Swain was telling us, they've got to be careful at the front of the field, Dave, to not give themselves the dreaded parachute.
Well, he also talked about the rear fenders. You know, you get a little tap to the fender and the front fender starts flapping, so it's like a parachute too. So, I mean, they're taking a lot of the aerodynamics into play. And let me just tell you, I've seen this in person. When the wind's blowing and these trucks are flying, it can really move these trucks around the air. It's just like a giant sail in the wind. So I can imagine, you know, when the fiberglass, the trucks don't fly as good and they don't definitely handle as well either.
And there's a look at the weather, which fortunately not too much wind, but also relatively cool, which is always nice. Good conditions to go out and race for the engines. Keaton Swain.
So 80s, I would say.
Oh yeah, I should convert that into the other units. 82.4 to be exact.
Yeah. And luckily, I've traveled to Europe enough to know.
yeah, someone
to
who
get the calculator out, plus double them, plus 32, divide by 4. No, just kidding.
See, if I remembered the way to convert it, then it might make more sense in my mind about what translates to what. Yeah, not much wind, not much humidity either as practice comes towards a close. Let's see if we can catch up with a couple of drivers. Let's see if we can start by quickly chatting with Matthew Lindy. He's with Dave.
Matthew, what a crazy race. I mean, it was just, in the Pro 2s, you were running in third for a while. You got shuffled back. Are you trying to clear your mind of that now and just, okay, I'm in a Pro 4, totally different race?
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly really pumped with that P5, I will say. The Pro 2s are not my cup of tea. I'm not the best at them at all. I didn't really qualify good at all, but I just had to be very easy on the foot. As my dad always taught me, you gotta pretend there's an egg under that gas pedal.
Yep.
Just be easy on it. But yeah, no, definitely trying my best to get better at those Pro 2s, especially with the Pro 2 season coming up here. But yeah, this race was definitely a big confidence booster. There's a lot of good guys out here in Pro 2s, and I honestly got lucky because I watched the amazing stream back on RaceSpot TV, but there was a pretty good amount of tomfoolery going on from what I've seen on the watching it back. So I like to say I got lucky, but I also like to say that I kind of kept up with those guys. Keaton Swain, I felt like I was holding a decent gap against him, but of course I just made a mistake in Cowboy, and that just made me lose it.
Well, I mean, I think now, like you said, that, hey, man, look how well I did in Pro 2s. Now I'm in a Pro 4. I love Pro 4s. Done.
Yeah, definitely have been looking forward to the Pro 4s ever since this race was announced. Unfortunately, I tagged the wall in the last corner of Calamity last night, so my lap didn't count. I would have probably started around the top 10 area, which wouldn't be too bad at all. But now I got to start from dead last third row here, so hopefully we get some tomfoolery again in this Pro 4 race, and hopefully I'm not a part of it again.
And remember, just keep it clean. Keep it combat clean out there.
Absolutely.
All right, Matthew, looking forward to it. Good luck to you, and have some fun.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Matthew. Lindy, everybody.
Well, let's quickly talk about the upcoming iRacing Short Course Pro 2 National Series, which Matthew mentioned, Dave. We start on September the 30th, run for 5 consecutive Wednesday nights. We start at the Firebird Motorsports Park, head over to Bark River, Crandon, Wild West, and then Lucas Oil Speedway. And that will be the penultimate bit of action that we have in 2026.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm going to be on the road, and I'll bring the laptop. I know it will work now, and I won't have to miss any races that way. I'm looking forward to it.
Should be fun. And then let's not forget, at the very end of the year, we may have some more to look forward to. However, Pro 4 Cup action ready to go as the drivers begin the gridding process. 10 wide as they sit there and wait. Drake Mittag once again starts on the very inside, hoping for a better launch. Evan McFarlane hoping to survive lap number 1. Keaton Swain, Thad Countryman, Cody Winicki, and Josh Edmondson, your top 6, with Connor Barry, the Pro 2 Cup winner, slotted into 7th. Nicholas Dachelet, Zachary Drapkin, and Sean Winkler make up row 1, with Tyson Miller, the Terminator, slotted in on the inside of row 2, alongside of Austin Schreiber, Hudson Knight, Scott Marek, Chase Balding, Brandon Fourcade, and then Carson Hill, Warren Watkins, Matt Lass, and Christian Noble. That's row 2, with William Holchger, Hudson Wilson, Alexei Vigant, Matthew Lindy, and Luke Knupp. The 25 trucks getting ready to do battle, and we've already seen Luke go from last to 3rd. Can he go from last to 1st?
I know he's going to be a factor for sure. I guarantee it, but kind of excited to see how some of these other racers in the 2nd row and the 3rd row have to fight their way up to it. Because, I mean, the carnage we saw in the Pro 2s there, this many trucks out there, 3 rows, 10 wide, 1 and 2. It's just going to be interesting.
And again, 10-lap race will have a competition caution at the end of lap number 4, so not much of that has changed. Let's just hope the drivers can get through these laps a little bit more cleanly than they did in the Pro 2 Cup.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm wondering after this race we'll actually get to find out who selected what on that. Do we find out what Connor's going with?
Pretty sure he's going to go for the Pro 2s, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. Oh, they are angry. They are ready to go. Let's send them for the
green.
Pro 4 final. And Drake Mittag gets a much better launch as 23,000 horsepower is sent down in towards the long right-hander. Oh, trouble. Big chunk as we all run off the wall. Cody Winicki, Matthew Lindy involved in it, and Connor Barry as well. Through turn 1, Mittag, McFarlane, Swain, Countryman, the first couple of drivers, they slip and slide down to the gravel pit.
And look at this battle back there for second place, coming around third place, starting to tag in the back door. Knock, 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 let me in, he says, as Mittag's running like the rabbit right now.
Wait until we officially start lap 1 before our timing begins to work and I can figure out who's officially out of this race. But Connor Barry, Christian Noble, Tyson Miller, and Cody Winicki, some of the heavy hitters, sitting in pit lane and watching from the sidelines. Physical from Thad Countryman. He forces Keaton Swain out of the way in that yellow and white Simcoach's number 21. And Thad Countryman trying to now get his way up to third.
Yeah, it's a good little battle there. Swain trying to battle right back in the same position he was before and trying to work his way around, going a little bit wide there, trying to avoid some of the contact there. 3 wide, some of the vehicles, as we go nose to tail again. And look at Mittag just starting to pull away, and you can see Swain right up on the back bumper there. Oh my goodness, it's incredible, these battles going on. Now, I think the biggest question is, where's Knupp at this point? He's in 9th already.
Luke Knupp already up into the top 10 as we'll get ready to close lap number 1. And while they do so, have they settled down enough for us to go back and take a look at what happens on the race start? I'm trying to pick out where Connor Barry just gets, he's unfortunately driven straight into the scene of the accident with nowhere really left to go, and then finds himself parked on by someone else. Let's watch on board. Oh, he just gets squeezed.
Yeah, Dachelet right there coming down on him. He gets away, and then the carnage ensues. Looks like Chase Spalding getting a little sideways there, and then the carnage starts.
Glad that crash was virtual. Josh Edmondson, he's in that red truck. Ooh, the white truck, Scott Marek went very wide, allowed Luke Knupp to grab another spot. He's up to 7th now as the charge continues, up 18 positions so far. But Drake Mittag not being allowed to run away totally unfettered. Evan McFarlane continuing to put the pressure on Thad Countryman, Keaton Swain, and Austin Schreiber, the rest of the top 5.
Yeah, I do believe McFarlane's on a redemption run at this point now. I know he was not satisfied with that that out and turn 3. So now looking to do a little bit better there. You can see Swain, you can see Edmondson now into the top 5. Schreiber, Knupp, Merrick, Drapkin, Dachelet. And someone I noticed that on that start, we saw the carnage with Connor and everybody else, but I saw Winkler doing a rail slide on that K-rail.
And Winkler is...
that's why he got shuffled back.
Is down actually in 18th after being... having to go down pit lane. Not quite sure if there was a specific reason for that. Fiberglass flapping on Carson Hill, so that's one of the parachutes that we're talking about. Matthew Lindy shows some of the scars as well. The right front a little bit untoward there, but as lap 3 hits the halfway mark, competition caution at the end of lap 4, Evan McFarlane has acquired his target right on the back of Drake Mittag. There's contact between them. McFarlane trying to get to the inside as they launch into the left-hander, and he gets there.
All right, Mittag's going to get forced that outside line. It's a good position now for McFarlane. There's a run going by the skyboxes, and then here we go. The gravel pit is going to go for an under move there. And you can see Mittag not able to make it stick there. Leans on him just a little bit. And Countryman hoping these guys are going to take each other out as he tries to make a run up the inside of Mittag. Here we go. Mittag's going to get forced out of a position. And it looks like, oh my goodness, up the run is Countryman.
Big send from Countryman, but it's not done. Mittag leans on him. 1 lap to go, 1.5 miles before the comp caution packs the field back up. And that does mean that all but Connor Barry and Alexi Vigant will be back on the lead lap, because Barry has sat in pit lane. We know that. He is now going with the Pro 2. So one driver lays their gauntlet down. Evan McFarlane hits the front, though. And I think he's got a chance of holding on here and controlling at the restart.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Countryman's coming on fast, and the tag has slid back just a little bit. And McFarlane found his speed. He's where he wants to be out front. The clean air. Looks like there's no damage to that vehicle, so aerodynamics are not going to be a factor. Oh, just as I say that, looks like the left fender is starting to flap a little bit.
They have exacerbated it with the landing there. Gets very close, flirts with the wall as they shuffle into the final 2 corners. Another intense race, and our drivers struggling to get through with everyone surviving. However, when we split the field into 2 packs, the Pro 2 and Pro 4 for the World Cup, maybe they'll learn a lesson. Evan McFarlane leads at the time of the competition. Caution, but Countryman, Mittag, Swain, Edmondson so close as they chase him down.
Well, here we go. It's time to re-rack them, restack them, and then we're going to refire them. The race within the race. One of the things I do love the competition caution. A lot of people always ask, why do they do this? Why do they do it? Well, sometimes you get a runaway and then it's not an exciting race. I think this really makes it more of a racier race at this point. You stack them all back up. It's one thing I do love about short course, because no other sport we do this in.
Yeah, you look at Winkler, Fourcade, Holzger, Miller, Winicki, and Noble. The list goes on and on here in terms of those that are benefiting and going to be back in contention once this competition caution has cycled through. And we'll be left with 5 laps left to go. McFarlane already given instructions by race control. And so actually that's going to mean 21 trucks back onto the lead lap. There goes. Couple of trucks.
One of the boozy jerky ones.
Yeah, I think that was Christian Noble getting a lap back.
Nope. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about the short course. We do this in real life too, and you'll see them all stack up and a couple trucks go by to get back on the lead lap. Good thing it happens quickly.
To be fair, this is the worst of the tracks alongside of a Bach River, 1.5 miles long in terms of getting the drivers around the track.
Yeah, that is true. It takes a little bit of time, and you can't cut the track.
Christian Noble's having a blast out there right now.
Yeah. Getting that extra practice run. He's got those General tires digging deep. Wonder if he's snacking on the boozy jerky right now.
I mean, I've got to say, I love the look of that truck. You know how just some brands get it? They get it. The boozy jerky gets it.
We used to have a driver in Baja, and it was a got milk, and it was like a Holstein wrap, white with the black spots on it. It's just like, I love when you play into it, and I really think the boozy jerky plays right into it.
Connor Parry's got the nose as well, literally.
The eyes
on the front.
Love it.
It's menacing. Right. I think that means Hudson Knight is about to catch the tail end of the field as well. Ooh, don't run into them.
Ooh.
Just in time. I mean, he's clearly more experienced than I am. Here we go. Evan McFarlane's going to lead us for 5 laps, Dave, in our Pro 4 Cup.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of footsteps behind with Countryman, Mittag, Swain, Edmondson, Schreiber, Canup, Drapkin, Merrick, and Dashalet. The top 10 really showing some good speeds. And you can see it's going to be a good start here. Coming up on it.
Just waiting. The right foot in control of 23,000 horsepower. And now Evan McFarlane punches go. And we are green once again. The Combat Clean iRacing Short Course Pro 4 Cup. A good restart from the Channel 199 machine as he slips into the gravel pit. That Countryman, the Team Gold driver, on the hunt in the blue and white. Move to the inside as Luke Canup tries to continue the fight forward. Pulls alongside momentarily of Josh Edmondson. But he's only into the top 5 right now. 5 laps left to go and contact through the final corner.
Well, let's see if Calamity Corner is going to keep away from its actual true name there. Look at the dust and everybody out in the back. Man, it is tough. Even if you're in second, third, or fourth, you're getting a face full. But you can imagine sitting on the 10 back, all you're seeing is dust.
I think
How many
drivers.
tear-offs do you go through?
I think drivers were saying that third on back is where it's really difficult. So that, again, illustrates what they are dealing with. Down to Cowboy Corner. How aggressive do you go with the gaps being small? Matthew Lindy went aggressive, but then he got pinched slightly. Nicholas Dashley sent it, and there's contact behind. One driver sent out into the weeds and the grass. But McFarlane still leads. Countryman, Mittag, Swain, Edmondson, the top 5. No change on the restart.
Yeah, it looks like Canuck got shuffled a little bit back. Edmondson got a little bit of reprieve there. He was definitely feeling the pressure as we go on board right now with Canuck. It's Edmondson, it looks like. I'm sorry.
Look how wide they go.
Ooh. I love how deep you can go into these turns in the Pro 4. You just throw it right in.
Different line, something for us to keep in mind with, again, Pro 2 versus Pro 4 coming up. Still don't know the gap between the Pro 2s and the Pro 4s either, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think it used to have 15 seconds, and then one year they went to 30 seconds, and then went back to 15 on the start.
I think they said it was going to be dependent on how many are in each. So we'll find out sooner rather than later. Oh, Keaton Swain contact with Drake Mittag and more trouble through Cowboy Corner. I say trouble, it's just more argy-bargy. No actual incidents as they slip and slide back down to turn 6.
Man, if you're not rubbing and you're not racing in short course, that's one thing.
So Luke Canuck trying now to hold back Austin Scheiber and reclose on the top 5. Drake Mittag had a slightly better start, but still only down in 3rd position. And Thad Countryman, the one with the bit between his teeth as he hunts down Evan McFarlane with 3 laps left to go.
Yeah, Countryman's not backing off. He's staying right up there with McFarlane, keeping toe-to-toe with him for sure. But I know Mittag's going to be right on that back bumper of Countryman. He's going to be feeling that pressure. And scrapping across that line.
So close to the inside. They are leaving nothing out there.
Leave no door open is what they say.
McFarlane doing a good job right now to just keep Countryman at arm's length. I don't think Mittag has got that same luxury. Here comes the sim coaches, white and yellow. Keaton Swain pulls alongside as they get down to the apex of the corner. He gets a great drive up and over the jumps. Josh Edmondson sits and waits in the tire tracks as well, but Mittag fights back. And this all for 3rd. Swain goes wide. He's up the inside.
And you can see no damage to these vehicles there. Swain talked about the damage really showing him he didn't have that speed to catch up to Connor. Now it looks like the car is nice and clean there. As you can see, Edmondson coming real close to the back bumper of Swain as Swain concentrates now on Mittag. Looking to the inside here through the gravel pit, but Mittag's going to have a good drive. He'll have the inside line coming up to Calamity Corner, but I can tell you, when they come around, it's going to be an outside in. Watch this. Comes around, he's going to try and jump to the inside. Ooh, it was Edmondson that did it.
3 miles to go. These two have broken away at the front of the field. Channel 199, Evan McFarlane, Team Gold, Thad Countryman. He's there, doesn't force it down at turn 3. He's patient. It's what you want to see. And into Cowboy Corner. Does he have a look? Does he wait? Is he patient?
Is he going to throw this thing a little deep into the turn there? Yep, they're trying to door check him a little bit. No contact.
That's clean. That's what we want to see.
Yeah. McFarlane's, I mean, that looked like a qualifying line right there. And that's what McFarlane should be running.
Race each other the way you want to be raced. And after the chaos, the contact so far.
Until then.
Are these two about to put on a show? That was awkward as they landed, but that Countryman settles back into line momentarily. He's running out of opportunities. Penultimate time down through the gravel pit. They dive so deep through the corner, dig into the cushion that we've dug into the track. And now with 2 seconds, the gap behind them, 1 lap left to go. Countryman running out of opportunities to make things happen, runs into the back of McFarlane through the final corner.
Yeah, I think this last lap he might have to try and force the situation there. I mean, I'm not talking, changing his attitude. I'm talking door to door. You're going to have to touch him. You're going to have to lean on each other.
But do you wait?
McFarlane's fast.
Do you wait till late in the lap to get the contact, to be physical, to be aggressive?
I would say Eric Cowboy's corner would be the best time to go to the inside.
Covered off by McFarlane. Can Countryman get the power down? This is where the four-wheel drive allows a couple of different lines, but it's outside for Countryman. Still no way through.
Watch, he was pitching it in the barn turn. I think he might go for it. He's trying for a setup here out of Potawatomi, turn number 1. Looking to the inside here. This might be the setup here.
He's there! He forces his way to the inside. Dave, you called it! And McFarlane into the wall.
Oh, man. Hate to see that from McFarlane. It's so good, man. I can just see the way he was setting that turn up the last time around. I thought for sure he'd do it at Cowboys, but the barn was the next time he tried to go for it. And sure enough, made it stick.
It's not done. It's not done. Will the contact be returned? Yes, McFarlane drives into the door. And on the run out of the Calamity corner, Evan McFarlane steals the Combat Clean iRacing Short Course Pro 4 Cup.
That was awesome. I gotta say.
We did not even focus on Mittag, Swain, and Edmondson in the fight for third. Oh, what a show put on up front.
Oh, my goodness, man. It was all about the McFarlane Countryman battle right now.
Tell you what, let's go back, and while we have the time, relive that entire final lap as McFarlane and Countryman gave each other as good as they got. Patient at turn 3, Dave, but Countryman's patience was about to wear out.
Yeah, I thought for sure this was going to try and make the run at the inside, but McFarlane got such a good drive out of that turn. I don't think he could get up there to get that nose to the inside there. And you can see right there, McFarlane just cuts that line right away from there. There's no way that Countryman was able to drop down into it.
This was where you said that Countryman was waiting and waited. Look at the run that he got. A little bit of contact as well as they set up into the launch.
It looked like a little bump and run right there.
And then the smallest of contacts, but enough for McFarlane to slip and slide his way to the outside. And then from there, his mind was made up. He knew exactly what he was going to do.
Yeah, definitely a smart run by Countryman, but this is what was mind-blowing at this point. Calamity corner. And thank you very much to the inside. You left the door open. And I think Countryman's biggest mistake was he tried to turn down into him, and that actually scrubbed the speed off of him.
Incredible stuff. Love it when the drivers seemingly race each other to the same level. Evan McFarlane able to grab the win. 2/10 clear of Thad Countryman, with Drake Mittag able to bounce back into a podium in the Pro 4 Cup. Keaton Swain and Josh Edmondson make up the top 5. All drivers starting from inside of the top 5 as well, while Austin Scheiber from 12th to 6th, but not as great of a recovery as Luke Knupp, who goes from the back to 7th. Zach Drapkin, Matthew Lindy, and then Scott Marek, your top 10. And Matthew Lindy, another driver who fought his way forward from the tail. Winkler, Fulcar, Dashley, Winicki, Watkins, Noble, Miller, Lass, Hill, and Hudson Knight, the top 20, while Spalding, Wilson, Holtger, and then Connor Barry, unfortunately, not seeing the end of this race. Time for us to breathe, but only momentarily, Dave. Let's catch up with Evan McFarlane. He's with you.
Man, Evan, what an incredible race. I got to say, I thought, oh my God, Countryman's got him. And then Countryman left the door open on the inside, and you just took the shoe in there, and man, you took it.
Yeah, the whole race, I knew he was starting second. I was in a great position. And, the biggest thing about Crandon and racing with these guys is just having patience. We're super close on times, and the moment you start trying to battle someone, you can lose a ton of time to the car in front. So really spent my time behind Drake, just trying to follow him. Made a little mistake there, and by the time it was lap 4, I was able to capitalize and able to control that restart. Then I knew, Thad, probably the fastest guy at this track, and we duked it out last year. So he wasn't going to show any mercy on me. And yeah, I was just watching the Delta, trying to hit my marks, and around lap 9 or 10, I knew it was game on. Thad was right there, and I tried to read some sliders and read some moves. I knew he was going to make that outside, try to work, so I tried to slide up, but didn't have it. Got on my door, and I think he just got a little tight, having too much speed. Nothing intentional, and yeah, I was like, all right, well, I have 2 corners to go. I need to make something happen, and I need to make it here. So try to get on this door, gravel pit, slowing down a bit, and he just left the door just a little bit open for me in that last corner. So yeah, glad to make it work. It was a hell of a battle, and yeah, excited for this Pro 4 versus Pro 2 race.
You couldn't have written that story any better right there, that finish. It was incredible. And I loved how at Cowboys Corner, you had a feeling, I think, he was going to go the inside. Like you said, you took that line right away.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to race that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this next race.
Well, good luck to you, Evan. And here we go. We going Pro 2 or Pro 4?
I gotta go Pro 4, man. It's just fastest for me. But yeah, I'm really excited.
You showed your speed. All right. Well, there it is. Evan McFarland, everybody. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's catch up with second on the board. Gave as good as he got. Thad Countryman standing by with Dave.
Thad, what an incredible race. I got to say, I was, setting up there, and I knew if you didn't make it happen at Cowboy Corner, I was going, okay, the barn turn. He's going to throw it in there. He set it up that lap before. I could see it was going there. Was that kind of your strategy?
Yeah, I was thinking of doing something in Cowboy, but I saw he didn't really cover it too much, so I just figured I'd run the normal line and get a good run. But I think my pass in barn turn was a little bit aggressive. But yeah, then I got the lead in gravel pit, or I got the lead in barn, held it in gravel pit, but then I just pushed it wide in the last turn. I just pretty much threw it away all by myself.
Yeah, but you can't be disappointed in that finish. It was a good one there. And, of course, I was waiting for you to do it at Cowboys. We were talking with Evan about that. And it's kind of like he chopped down and you had to stay a little wide.
Yeah, it helps, too. I mean, I got a good run staying up high anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But, yeah.
Good ones. All right, so the big question is, what are you going with?
For sure doing the Pro 4.
There you go. You got the speed. Definitely going to be a good one. And I know you said you're one guy. Even Evan said you're the guy to go that's got to be quick here in Grandin. So I'm going to say good luck to you.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right. Thad Countryman, everybody. Keep an eye on this guy, I'll tell you.
And last but not least, let's catch up quickly with Drake Mittag. Drake, a better start this time in the Pro 4s than the Pro 2s, but talk us through the cup portion of the night before we get into the World Cup.
Yeah, Pro 2 was absolute shambles. I made it nowhere off the line. And then I died in turn 2, and then I died again, and then I got us in the big stack up. It was just domino effect, but Pro 4 is better. It's not exactly where I want to be. That wasn't very good. That was just a really good roadblock. Only lost spots, didn't have the pace. And I've never had the pace here. So honestly, I don't think I've ever finished top 10 in a Pro 4 in a Pro 4 at this track. So I'll take it, but I definitely just need some more speed for next time.
Well, Pro 4s, we'll focus on that maybe with the World Finals later this year. But World Cup, are you going Pro 2s? Are you going Pro 4s?
I'm going Pro 4 because I think there are very fast people in Pro 2. I mean, I'm there, but I'm definitely not there. So Keaton, I'm sure, is going to hold it down. Connor and Keaton in Pro 2s are going to hold it down. So it's going to be a chase for sure. We think we got the gap right this year, so it should come down in the last lap.
Can you tell us what the gap is?
25 seconds.
There we go. Drake Mittag, appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Combat Clean, iRacing Short Course World Cup. That's all that's left tonight, Dave, and we've got some answers about who's going where. Love what Drake told us. Not just that it's a 25-second gap, but he's gone for Pro 4s because he realizes there's enough competition in Pro 2s, and he doesn't want to get mixed up with them.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that gap, 25 seconds. Like I said, I've seen 15, I've seen 30, depending on how many guys there. I like the 25 number. It's a good one there. But the guys in the Pro 4s, like you said, you're 2.5 seconds. If you figured, what are we doing? 20 laps on this one?
I thought it was going to be 10, but I could be wrong.
I was going to say, if you had 20, and I know I've had guys come up to me in the real cup races in the past and go, man, if we had more laps, I would have taken it. And it's true with the Pro 4s, because you are. So it is 10 laps, okay, competition in 4, so it's going to be close.
Well,
2.5 seconds times 10 laps.
Just again, a clarification, competition caution is only in the cup races, so not in the World Cup race. So if the gap, Dave, is what, 2.6 seconds per lap, times that by 10, works out at about 25 seconds. That doesn't factor in how much racing each of the battle packs is going to end up doing.
Yeah, numbers, you could add them up, but like you said, it's the racing, the carnage, the stack ups, and I have a feeling what we saw in the Pro 2 race, what we saw a little bit in the Pro 4, I'm expecting carnage again. And these cup races, they always have carnage.
Just hoping that we learned a bit more from what happened at the end of the Pro 4 race, which definitely was an improvement from what happened at the very start. Now, are we still going to have the full land rush start, or how's that going to work, Dave?
It's always been a staggered. They start them off first, the Pro 2s, and then the Pro 4s, they'll hold them for 25 seconds and let them loose.
Okay, so we may have... I was just trying to think, if we don't have 10, or, even multiples of 10, then maybe it's going to be weird. But we're still not sure who exactly has elected what. So that's why we've asked basically every driver. Can you tell us what you've gone and done?
Would have been having that list, but I think, you talked about the deadline last night, may have let them go because they wanted to see how they were going to finish in these races, which usually that's what we do in real life, is you make your decision after you race your race.
I think the issue with that is that then delays us getting the grid together. Maybe that's why, but, I guess you still then have to update the joys of iRacing and customs league sessions. There are other sims that would make this process a little bit simpler, a little bit easier to go in and do your magic to set a grid. iRacing has made it easier through the years, but definitely not as easy as it should be. What that means is, let's quickly talk about the final bit of action that we'll have after the Pro 2 National Series coming up at the start or end of September, start of October, and that is...
He teased it.
Our second iRacing Short Course World Finals, November 18th, December 2nd, and December 16th. We head to Bark River with the Pro 2, Firebird with the Pro 4s, and then finish with Lucas Oil Speedway in the Pro 2s to crown our second World Finals champion.
And you know what I'm excited about? I will not be in Thailand in December this year. I don't go until January, so I'll be there for the final cup race. I'm excited about that one.
Well, I wouldn't complain about a trip down to the beaches in Thailand by any means, but the virtual Lucas Oil Speedway will do as a fine substitute.
Yes, I'm good. I love Crandon, don't get me wrong, but Wheatland is actually one of my favorite tracks.
And I love it on iRacing. We did a great job with it. After making us wait quite a while, it's fair to say. So, kudos to the iRacing team. Just seen a message that the final session for the World Cup going up momentarily. So we are a couple of minutes away from getting you coverage of the World Cup. Don't go anywhere on RaceBot TV. Final bit of action in the 2026 Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup coming up next. First up, it's the three-time king starting off on top. It's win 17 for Connor Barry. First-time winner in the iRacing Short Course National Series. Take a bow, Drake Mittag. And while Luke Canutt's yet to taste success in 2025, it's going to be a taste that's oh so sweet. Swain's not going to stand down. To the line, a photo finish. her first win in the National Series. Crystal King gets it done.
It's taken a while for Josh Edmondson to crack the victory circle. Winning the war, Drake Mittag, the 2025 iRacing Short Course World Finals champion.
The 10 final laps in the Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup for 2026 sees us pit the Pro 2s up against the Pro 4s. Andrina Kankapati joined alongside by the voice of off-road Dave Arnold as we get ourselves set for what this has all been building up for. Qualifying night, 2 races already here on Cup night as well, Dave, and now just our World Cup to be settled.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I was actually home for a few more laps, I'll tell you, man. I think the Cup race should be 20 laps, but that's just me. Now, I'm enjoying this, and I'll tell you, but 10 laps is going to be a fast and furious, and these guys are really going to have to establish their positions early on and get there. And like you said, no competition caution. We're running this thing all the way to the end from from green flag to checkered. And this is going to be interesting. 25 seconds with the gap. Pro 2's off, then the Pro 4s will come roaring after them.
So I have just been sent a list of who is in what, and we have got 10 drivers in the Pro 2. That means the remaining 15 or so have gone into the Pro 4s. Now, this list is in Discord, Dave, if you want to take a look as well. But Connor Barry, Alexei Vigant, Zachary Drapkin, Austin Schreiber, Sean Winkler, Josh Edmondson, Tyson Miller, Keaton Swain, Warren Watkins, and Chase Spaulding. That is the Pro 2 list.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Boy, there's a lot of Pro 4s out there. There's going to be a lot of heavy footsteps coming after those Pro 2s, let me tell you.
And so when Drake Mittag told us just a couple of minutes ago that he's gone into the Pro 4s because he thinks there's some more heavy hitters in the Pro 2s, I mean, he's not wrong. Keaton Swain and Connor Barry are amongst the heaviest of hitters. However, let's see how this is all going to play out. I think the start, Dave, with 10 drivers in Pro 2, them sorting it out and getting single file and not losing too much time is going to be crucial across the 10 laps.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm looking here, let's see, Pro 2s. So Spaulding, Watkins, Swain, Tyson, the Terminator. Edmondson, not a surprise. We knew that one already. Winkler going with the Pro 2. He did show a lot of good speed if he can stay out of the carnage. Schreiber, Drapkin, and Barry. Okay. All right. This is going to be a good one. And I notice Luke Knupp in a Pro 4, which I'm kind of surprised because in the Pro 2, he had some good speed. But he said he's not usually quick in the Pro 2s like he is in the Pro 4s.
Yeah, so we'll get a look at the starting grid, confirmation of who's in what in a couple of moments' time. Just waiting for everybody to trickle into the session. But this is what we have all been waiting for since the end of the Pro 4 National Series. Connor Barry told us in his interview, Dave, that it's been a difficult year for him. Hasn't won as many sim races as he's become accustomed to winning over the last couple of years.
Well, I can imagine. I mean, he's been fighting an injury for quite a few months now. That's not a quick recovery. Like he said, he's only 90%. You know, that's a factor. But he looked like he was 100% when we saw that Pro 2 race.
I agree with you.
Pro 4, it looks like he was right back in the carnage, though.
That's true, and maybe decided discretion the better part of valor, didn't want to aggravate the knee, still only at 90% or so. And as we discussed yesterday, he says that it feels worse when he's in the sim than when he's driving his real truck, which makes sense to the both of us because in the real truck, you've got all the extra movement, the vibrations, plus the adrenaline. Probably makes you feel the knee pain a little less.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I tell you, I've been in race vehicles myself in pain. You get in there and it just everything goes out of your head. You know, when you're sitting in a sim at home, it's like, okay, that kind of hurts. Unless, I'll put it this way. If you're in a full motion rig, it might get a little bit better for Connor.
That's the incentive.
All right, this feels normal.
That's the incentive.
Now, I got to say, yeah, I did go over to a PV to their and drove one of their simulators. Okay, that was one of the most violent things and one of the coolest things I've ever done. Those sims really mimic it. I mean, everything from landing in the hard hits and you're feeling them, to the vibrations, to hitting the chatter that you hit in the bumps and in the ruts and the rocks. It's just incredible.
I guess for Connor, he's just got a new incentive to upgrade to one of those new APV simulators. Just waiting for confirmation that we've got everybody in the session, and then we'll be gridding up the drivers and sending them out for the final time tonight. Again, quick look at the weather, which stays relatively constant in the world of iRacing. If only it could do that in the real world as well. Relatively cool, 82 degrees or so on the track, with mild winds to contend with as well. Just gotten word, Dave, all drivers are ready. We are moments away from going racing.
They're all strapped in now. Everybody's getting their belts tight.
And as they move into their grid phase, we'll take a look at the starting lineup and get you the confirmation of who is in what. They'll all look the same. It's just about where the power goes, 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I'll tell you, that many Pro 4s, it's going to be interesting. I mean, literally, it's the Coyote and the Roadrunner at this point.
And 25 seconds is going to be the gap between the Pro 2s getting released and the Pro 4s getting released. Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup has come down to this. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for the final time in this event. Connor Barry, Keaton Swain, Chase Spaulding, Tyson Miller, Alexi Vigant, and Warren Watkins lead the Pro 2s alongside of Austin Scheiber, Sean Winkler, Zach Drapkin, and Josh Edmondson. Row 1 will fire off 25 seconds clear of Evan McFarlane, Thad Countryman, Drake Mittag, Luke Canup, Scott Marek, Brandon Fourcade, Nicholas Dashley, Cody Winicki, and then Christian Noble, Matt Lass, Carson Hill, Hudson Knight, Hudson Wilson, and then William Holchger, and last but not least, Matthew Lindy. Dave, who's standing out to you as we get set to go?
Oh, man. This... okay, it's like trying to say I'm going to pick the lottery numbers and win tonight.
Oh, if you could.
With you. Yeah, I mean, man, I mean, looking at Barry and Swain, but, man, they got that pole position there.
How important is pole position in the Pro 2s? We've already heard the struggles of Drake Mittag on that inside tonight. Got off better in the Pro 4s than the Pro 2s. Connor Barry lines up on the inside of 10 of the 2-wheel drive Pro 2s with a 25-second head start about to be given to the Tortoise in the battle against the Roadrunner. We are racing for the Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup, and Connor Barry with a poor launch as we fire down to the opening corner. Who gets the whole shot? Might be Chase Spaulding as he battles with Keaton Swain as we drop down into the right-hander. Spaulding, Swain, Miller, Drapkin. That's the top 4 as they run. Trouble as Vigant goes sideways and slips and slides. Excuse me, that's Tyson Miller that drops across the track. And now we wait. Here comes the Pro 4s, unleashed, 25 seconds behind.
It was a quick 25 seconds, let me tell you. Look at that, a little wiggle waggle in the back. And here we go, the Forest County Potawatomi turn number 1. And already a little bit of carnage. One of the trucks going into the K-rails there. As we go back up to the Pro 2s out front, we got Keaton Swain there. Jumps out real quick, and I gotta say, kind of surprised on second place, though. Doing good, but here comes Connor Berry answering back. And like you said, a horrible start for Connor. As we look at Drake Matag now fighting for the front here in the Pro 4s.
Yeah, here come the Pro 4s up to the final corner. We'll try and split the attention between the front and back of the field as we can. But 3 wide across the line. Oh, it's allowing Drake Mittag to run away. Cody Winicki bullying Hudson Knight slightly there alongside of Thad Countryman. Works out for them, but then drilled straight into turn 3. Luke Canup drives into the side of a couple of his competitors, followed through by Evan McFarlane, and now down to Cowboy Corner.
And look at that. That's the battle for third. We're watching with McFarlane and Canup. McFarlane throws it in deep into the turn. Canup gets a little wide there. Still keeping up his momentum there. The battle still continuing the battle for third here in the Pro 4s. As we watch them try to creep their way up to the Pro 2s. I'm going to be real curious to see some of these sector times here. As we're looking right now, Connor Berry, sector 1, a 23, 24, and a 31. So we're going to have to keep an eye on when we get to the Pro 4s here.
Bit of contact as they slide through. Luke Canup's left on the outside. Evan McFarlane alongside as they drop down to the gravel pit. Now we focus plenty on the Pro 4s. We've seen some side by side. And no surprise that Dave, the Pro 2s have single-filed themselves out. Keaton Swain is 1.2 seconds back from, or 1.2 seconds ahead, I should say, of Josh Edmondson. Connor Barry then in third, but Tyson Miller, Austin Schreiber, and Sean Winkler, 3 Pro 2s already out of the running order.
Now, if we're looking back here at, let's see, I believe Farland, Winicki, let's see here. And look at Matag right there. He's about 18 seconds back. Now, that is a gain of 7 seconds already here, and we're on lap 2.
They are close. And for Connor Barry, you've got to keep that in the back of your mind. Trouble down at Cowboy Corner for the back half of the Pro 4 field. Nicholas Dachelet involved in that as well.
I'm loving the split screen.
Such a unique event, Dave, to try and follow along because you're trying to decide if you follow the chasers or the ones being hunted down.
Yeah, you said a couple of Pro 2s out there, so we're looking at Matag there. He's now 17, 18 seconds back, so still about the same. Hasn't really gained any time on Keaton right now, Edmondson or Barry.
So I do have a graphic that will compare 3 laps between the drivers. Let's see if it's going to work right now. I pressed the button. That's always that's a worrying sign when it doesn't straight away fire into life. We'll see if we can come back to that one.
How about Drapkin running up in 4th? And Spalding, though, man, I'll tell you, very impressed. I mean, it was a great start for him out there as he battled for the lead. Stepped back to 5th, but still very respectable.
Looking at the lap times, 1:17.9 last time by for Keaton Swain compares to a 1:16.4 for Drake Mittag. So only 1.5 seconds closed in. Mittag having to look over his shoulder at Cody Winicki, who's had a great year. We called him out as one of the ones to watch in the Pro 4 National Series earlier this year.
And he's showing it right there. We were, pretty darn correct on that one. He is right on Matag.
So there you can see, this is working now. You can see Swain and Mittag, they both show as number 1 because that's their position in class. But if I pop that graphic up, lost 21 seconds on lap 1, gained back 1.5 seconds on lap 2, and another 1.5 on lap 3.
Now, if we were talking qualifying, we said about 2.5 seconds there during race conditions, more realistic. Now we go to the 1.4, 1.5. So slowly clipping away.
Doing exactly what they need to, but time is running out. That is the reality of this sort of race. Almost halfway through, Dave, and when Keaton Swain's got a gap like he does up front, he's being allowed to run away unperturbed. Back in the field, Luke Canup in 4th, still fighting with Thad Countryman.
And I think it just clicked in my head how we got the 25 seconds. If we go 10 laps at 2.5 seconds. The light bulb just went on.
And you said, we've bounced between the number and the real world. I like that in the sim we had the flexibility and seemingly the drivers in the series working together to find the optimal solution. We are 4 laps complete onto the 5th lap of this race, and now 1.8 seconds the gap between Keaton Swain, Josh Edmondson, and Connor Barry. The 21 sim coach's factory sim sport truck in a world of its own right now.
Yeah, and Edmondson, the self-proclaimed Pro 2 guy, and I'll tell you, it's showing. He's showing his speed right there. Connor Barry looking the inside there, but Edmondson, the beautiful line coming out of there, and it's allowing Keaton Swain with these two battling it out. Barry applying pressure to Edmondson. Edmondson trying to go into protection mode there. Allows Keaton Swain, but look at this. Knupp making a move to the inside, and McFarland's going to try and force the way there.
Whoa!
Look at this. 5 wide, 6 wide.
And they've caught the first of the Pro 2s, Dave. That's Alexei Vigant, who's now being swarmed on the drop down to turn 5. Mittag has lost the lead of the Pro 4 class to Cody Winicki as we head up into the air once again. And we'll have to keep an eye on the lap time.
The inside, though.
We'll have to keep an eye on the lap times, Dave, because this is a lot more scruffy this time around.
Oh, absolutely agree with you on that one. Scruffy is not not to be taken lightly at this point. Look at this. 4 wide trying to go through the gravel pit there. A lot of trust in your drivers.
Here they go. Through the final corner. 5 laps left to go. And the gap, 14 seconds between Cody Winicki and Keaton Swain. At this point, Keaton Swain's best friends may end up being Josh Edmondson and Connor Barry. If this pack has got to pass those 2 Pro 2s, it might take them a bit longer than they need to then catch up to the tail end of our race leader as we head down to Cowboy Corner for the 6th time.
That is a good point you brought up there. These guys aren't going to make it easy to pass. We're going to get their elbows out. Both of them, it's going to be 20 feet of elbows between those 2 drivers. Incredible. Now I'm looking at Winicki is up to 7th overall right now.
So last lap, Drake Mittag actually lost time to your race leader. Contact mid-air as Warren Watkins gets shoved out of the way by Cody Winicki. And now Mittag goes the long way around. Another one of the Pro 2s being caught in what is an iRacing default paint scheme. The white, blue, and pink, excuse me. Watkins pushed wide out of the cushion. And this is going to be another lap where I think these Pro 4s lose some time.
Yeah, they're definitely having struggled. When they get into the Pro 2s, and I think that's smart with like some of the faster drivers in the Pro 2s have stuck with it. Because like we talked about, there's a lot of other Pro 2s out there they got to get by there. And, you still got Chase Spalding, Zach Drapkin, because we're now up to 6th place with Winicki.
Here are those 2, Edmondson and Barry, starting to fight amongst themselves with our leader checking away. Very funny how our camera can then just cut to the Pro 4s hunting him down as Mittag sees some contact from McFarland once, twice, and thrice off the door. But no change there. Back up to Connor Barry and Edmondson, and Barry gets to the inside.
Edmondson going to hide and handsome at that point here. It's going to be interesting if he chops down in there, takes him away out there. Oh, nice slide job by Barry. And Edmondson get the hook up there in the drive. No, Barry's going to move up into 2nd now. Edmondson back to 3rd as we can see Swain already out of their vision there. He's across the line.
I think make that move because with these drivers coming, you don't want to be the first one they catch. Mittag and McFarland.
Nope.
Oh, more contact. It's opened the door. That Countryman plugs the gap. They've caught Chase Spalding as well. So keep that in mind. Sean Winkler's a lapped car in the mix too. Oh, and he's sideways, slewing one way then the other, almost into the stanchion. Mittag's a roadblock right now as they head through turn 3. Luke Knupp in the Grid 1 colored number 5 makes it 3 wide as they head down the back straightaway into Cowboy Corner.
Yeah, liking he finally got another paint job on that one. It looks good, Grid 1. So, of course, one of Connor Barry's teammates there. So it's Mittag, Barry, and now Knupp, all Grid 1.
He's through. Second now in the class, but at the expense of some time. Cody Winicki's put Chase Spaulding between him and the rest of the Pro 4 field. It means when we compare lap times, it needs to be with Cody Winicki, and look at the inroads he's making. But the problem is, Dave, it will be 2 laps to go this time by for our race leader, Keaton Swain. And the factory SimSport machine has still got a 9-second advantage.
Incredible by Swain. That's 2 laps to go. If you're thinking about it, 1.5, that's only 3 seconds.
He is comfortable right now, I think. 25 seconds, ending up a little bit too large a margin for the Pro 4s. Now that Luke Knup's through, he's left the rest of them to fight. Oh, Mittag.
Looks like McFarlane and Mittag made it by Spaulding at that point.
Mittag drove into McFarlane as they worked through Cowboy Corner. Now, Mittag has been black flagged. I'm not quite sure why, but he's going to drop down through the running order once the checkered flag is thrown.
Yeah, we didn't catch that incident, obviously.
And that's manually applied by race control, so it will be something that they have seen. They've officially now all got through on Chase Spaulding. Next up in the line is the red line, all 56 of Zachary Drapkin. But 1 lap left to go, and the Pro 4s may not break into the top 3 overall, Dave.
Wow. There's a good shot of Drapkin there.
Look how quickly Cody Winicki is catching. In the bottom right, keep an eye on Keaton Swain on the final lap of this Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup.
I can already hear the Pro 4 drivers, we need more laps. Not the first time I've heard that one.
Heard that one before. By the way, race control has let us know that Drake Mittag has been given that black flag for intentionally moving a Pro 2 out of the way. So a very quick response after what was seemingly a coordinated move. But it's going to be a 6 or so second gap that the field sits behind Keaton Swain, Connor Barry and Josh Edmondson. The Pro 2's given a 25-second head start. And Keaton Swain, Factory SimSport, grabs it and never looks back. The 2026 Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup winner, Keaton Swain, gets it done in the Pro 2s.
Awesome run. And did it with different colors than normally see him in.
White and blue instead of white and yellow, but a flame on the side, still as quick as ever. Rest of the field comes to the line. Barry and Edmondson, the Pro 2 podium. Winicki, Knupp, and McFarlane make up the Pro 4 podium. And already I'm looking forward to doing this again in 12 months' time.
I don't think we have to wait that long for another pep race, right? I think you said December?
Well, that's our world final, so it's not this.
Oh, world finals. This cup race, you're
yes, right. Exactly.
All right.
And I've got to say, by the way, in terms of action, sometimes, martial arts, boxing, MMA, they ramp up the violence through the night. I'm glad that we settled it down a little bit more from beginning to end. We'll talk to our winners and podium sitters in a couple of moments' time. Let's grab a quick look at some unofficial race results with Keaton Swain, Connor Barry, and Josh Edmondson. Pro 2s just in front of the Hunting Pro 4s. Cody Winicki gets within 5.5 seconds of our leader. Zach Drapkin slots into 4th in Pro 2, 5th overall with Luke Knupp, Evan McFarlane, Thad Countryman, and Nicholas Dashley. A couple more Pro 4s inside of the top 10, while Chase Spaulding sits in 10th overall and 5th in Pro 2. Brandon Fourcade, Christian Noble, Matt Lassen, Hudson Knight, all Pro 4 drivers slotting in front of Warren Watkins in the Pro 2, Matt Wilson and Scott Marek. 2 more Pro 4 drivers in front of Alexi Vigance in the Pro 2, while Drake Mittag, unfortunately down in 19th overall, 12th in Pro 4. Finishes in front of Sean Winkler and Austin Scheiber in the Pro 2s. Carson Hill, William Holtger in Pro 4s in front of Matthew Lindy and Tyson Miller. Rounding out our 24 starters for the Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup. He had some fun yesterday on qualifying night. He carried forward that fun here into Cup night. Keaton Swain, our World Cup winner, is with Dave.
Wow, Keaton Swain, different colors. You changed up the scheme and took the big win here. Talk about this race. I'll tell you, man, you had a lot of footsteps coming after you.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, there's a lot of trucks on track, but I knew my pace in the Pro 2 was good, so if I could just get a good start and come out clean, we'd have a good shot, and that's what we did. We were able to get to the lead pretty quick and then just put some laps down, and was hoping the Pro 4s would struggle to get through the pack, and it looks like that's what happened.
And, let's talk about the start there, too. And I saw you battling right up there with Chase Spalding right away. It was going in your mind, I was like, who's this guy? Where'd he come from? It's like, it's not somebody we've seen you battle with. They're expecting some other names. And with the Pro 2s, it's just so crazy going on there. You guys had to literally run like rabbits.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I don't know how many trucks going in there, and you're just trying to hold your line, and there's no mirror, so you kind of don't know where everyone is. You're kind of just trying to feel it out and, hope for the best. And, there's a lot of new guys too as well. So, you're just kind of hoping and praying you get to gravel pit turn in one piece, and then kind of the race starts from there.
At that point, everybody was battling behind you. It looked like you were able to start running away with this one. That probably gave you a good feeling there.
Absolutely. Once I look at my relative and see that it's growing a little bit and they're battling back there, that's all I need, just to put down my laps and be smooth and consistent. And, that's what we did to bring this one home.
Well, I'll tell you, that lightning bolt on the side, it definitely struck for you tonight, man. I'll tell you, congratulations. And I know you got some people to thank for this one. I mean, what a great, run to kick off the season.
Yeah, for sure. I got to thank my whole team, Factory Sim Sport, sim coaches, and, everyone that helps Connor's League out, Combat Clean, for coming on for this event. Obviously, probably couldn't do it without them. So big thanks to them. And then, of course, you guys for making us look good up there on the track.
Well deserved. Congratulations, everybody. Our Combat Clean Cup winner, Keaton Swain, baby.
And hunting him down all the way to the very end, coming up just short in the Pro 4s. Cody Winicki, still our Pro 4 winner in the World Cup. Cody, you gave it everything. Did you have enough laps to catch the Pro 2s, or was there just too much battling in those early stages to catch Keaton?
I think it was just a hard-fought battle between the Pro 4s. If we would have kept it clean, it probably would have been maybe 1 or 2 seconds behind Keaton. But yeah, maybe a second or two shorter on the grid start. But that was a blast.
It looked like a lot of fun. Do you now maybe slightly regret the choice of Pro 4s versus Pro 2s, or do you think that was the right choice still?
Yeah, I'm regretting my choice. I wish I was in the Pro 2.
Fair enough. I had to ask the uncomfortable question. This is such a fun format, though. Are we going to see you back for the Pro 2 National Series, the World Finals coming up on RaceBot TV for the rest of 2026?
Yeah, I'll for sure be there. It's just a rough night. At least the last race kind of went my way, and I want to thank you guys for the awesome broadcast, and my wife, Channel 199, Track Racer, Rail Street, Racecraft, Polaris Racing, MRT Tires, MRT Teamsters, Top Box Racing, Winicki Motorsports, Works Graphics, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
See you next month to get the sour taste out of your mouth. Cody Winicki, Pro 4 winner in the Combat Clean iRacing Short Course World Cup. Let's catch up with some of the Pro 2 contenders as well. Connor Barry slipped past Josh Edmondson, second in the Pro 2s. He's with Dave.
Connor, what an incredible race. I know it's not exactly how you wanted to turn out there, but I got to say, the battle between you and Edmondson, I mean, it's not the first time we've seen that. That had to have been fun.
Yeah, it definitely was fun. Honestly, this week I was really stuck on which truck I was going to do, and a Pro 2 has won it for the past 5 years, so I'm like, I need to just do it. And I did it. I was able to start in first, and then I botched that start. So that wasn't very like shocking. I've been like very bad like on these starts for this whole week. So that wasn't like shocking. And somehow I got up to third. Honestly, I think our speed was good. Just kind of was stuck behind Josh for a bit, and then I realized it was really just a battle between me and him because Wayne was gone. So I'm like, it's time for me to go up there and try and get around Josh. So I got around him, and yeah, we brought her home in second. So that's good. It was a good night. Our speed was good. Just gotta somehow get these starts fixed.
Yeah, it's not something I'm usually used to seeing you over the years, whether it's in real life or in the sim world here. You know, you've always been such a quick starter. We talked about being 90%. You know, your injury, was that a little bit? I'm not giving you an excuse or anything, but was that something in your head too?
No. Honestly, I didn't really like feel it out there, so that was good.
Good.
These starts, I don't know. I don't know what it is with me in these starts, in these trucks. I just can't seem to get it down. So I got one good start in this whole night. So it definitely is not a good stat, but we came out good still. We got first, and we got a second, and we got a 27. So it was still a good night, but definitely need to work on some stuff, and especially these starts for the Pro 2s when they are back.
Well, it's a good start, like I said, with all you guys for the season. Gives you a little momentum going into as we get ready for the Pro 2 iRacing season. And go say congratulations. And I know you got some people to thank for this.
For sure. I want to give a big thanks to Grid One. Drake and me have put in a ton of time like on the sim, and it's been fun, and we're starting to get up there. Just have to clean up a few things. Big thanks to a PV, Boozy, and you guys for this stream.
Good job. Congratulations, everybody. Connor Berry. Slicky.
And he mentioned looking forward to the start of the Pro 2 National Series. September 30th, we'll head to the Firebird Motorsports Park to kick off 5 consecutive weeks of Pro 2 action. Keaton Swain, now a 4-time World Cup champion in the iRacing short course world. Dave, was great to get some short course action, maybe tantalizingly close to the Pro 2 season, but 5 consecutive weeks. It's going to be a frenetic time for the drivers as they go from track to track and look to maximize their points.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking to a great season. I've been doing a lot of water sports this last year, and it's always good to be in the dirt. You know, I've got my real life short course at Glen Helen, but man, this gives me my fix. I love this iRacing.
Well, we'll see you for all of that. Lots to come in the world of iRacing short course to close out 2026. But midway through, nice to have the Combat Clean iRacing short course World Cup to spice things up. Pro 2s versus Pro 4s. Turns out even a 25-second jump is not enough for the Pro 4s to beat the might of Keaton Swain and the Pro 2s. Until next time, for our team at RaceBot TV, we'll see you next time.